Hi folks, and welcome to Shit Happens. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to turn this into this. Don't those look good? You're not going to need one of these. We're not going to use one of these either. We're not going to use this either. How about these? Nope, in this video, ain't going to happen. Now this pack of baby back ribs isn't anything special. When I'm at the grocery store and I'm down by the meat aisle, I always look to see if they're running these ribs on sale. And today they were. This 3-pound pack here was just a few pennies over $6. And to me that's a pretty good deal. And the wife and I usually cook baby back ribs maybe a dozen times a year. Now I know what you're thinking, or some of you are thinking. Do you really want to cook ribs without rubs and sauces, or without using a grill or smoker or whatever else you have? It's just not going to taste good. And I'm telling you, I have to disagree with that. As I mentioned earlier, the wife and I cook ribs quite a few times a year. And I do like experimenting with the smoker and the grill, low cooking, low and slow, using various rubs and barbecue sauce. But that's not what this video is going to be about. This video is going to be about making simple ribs in the kitchen with an appliance that about every American household has. And that's simply your oven. So the next thing you're probably wondering is, yeah, that's all fine and well, but how are they going to taste? Well, let me tell you, going back to the basics and doing the simple method of baby back ribs, I can promise you, you won't be disappointed. You're going to taste these for what they are. Alright, so I've done enough yakking now. I say we go into the kitchen and let me show you how I put these together and just how easy it is. Now that we're in the kitchen, the first thing we're going to do is preheat the oven to 250 degrees. That's easy enough. The next step, just get a Pyrex dish or a baking dish that will accommodate the size of the ribs. And let's put the ribs in that. Now I know there's a lot of people out there that are on the barbecue circuit, do competitions, or even in television shows. They recommend that you take the film off on the underneath side of these where the bones are. I just don't see the point. As long as these are going to cook, that's going to dissolve and you won't know the difference anyway. At least in my humble opinion. Now, in speaking of the competition people, the judges and the connoisseurs of fine baby back ribs, if you're looking for a little bit of chew off the bone when you eat these ribs, go ahead and turn this video off, because when we're done with these, they're going to fall off the bone. That's the way we like them. Now, in the beginning of this video, I clearly stated that we're not going to be using any rubs or sauces, and we're not going to use any of those. I am, however, going to lightly season this with some salt, pepper, and a little garlic powder. And that's it. And I can imagine just about everyone has these 3 seasonings somewhere in their kitchen. And there you go, that's it. Just some salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic powder. The only other thing that I'm going to add inside this dish is 1.5 cups of water. Now I'm going to cover this with foil. Now the only thing that's left to do is to put these in our preheated 250 degree oven for 4.5 hours. Now I just need to keep myself busy for a few hours. I could clean the kitchen up a little bit, but that's too trivial. Alright, it's been 4.5 hours since I put these baby back ribs in the oven. I'm going to go ahead and pull them out because I know they're done. Boy, these smell good. Now I know when you look at these, you're probably missing a bark look or the dark color of a rub or barbecue sauce. And the whole point of this video is you don't always need that to produce some very tender, succulent baby back ribs. You can certainly add seasoning before you put these in the oven or barbecue sauce. But again, I wanted to stress in this video, you don't always have to do that. I want to go ahead and get these cut in half and get them plated. As you can see, they're falling off the bone. Let's go ahead and give these a taste test. For the sheer taste of just baby back rib, not doused in anything, any kind of sauce or rub, these are really good, and I strongly suggest you give it a try. And again, I'm not knocking using sauces or rubs or the smoker or anything else. I certainly do that here when we cook ribs throughout the year. All I'm trying to convey in this video is every once in a while think outside of the box and try the ribs just plain with a little salt, pepper, and a little garlic powder, and enjoy the flavor that these really bring to the table. Well, thanks for joining me here today on Shit Happens on this simple, easy recipe for baby back ribs with the bare minimums. It's extremely simple to do, and you don't need any kind of fancy equipment to make this happen. I strongly suggest you give it a try.